Big Clouds, what's up, guys? It's Caliber here.
And the Beast.
And your boy went to the vape shop. I go to the vape shop every Friday. Who the fuck am I kidding? But your boy went to the vape shop again, and your boy got this. Bam!
Nice.
Drop
Nice.
dead. I know we made videos. We made a video about this, about it being a gimmick. But I'm going to take back my words here in a little bit. So let's go ahead and see what comes inside of it. Oh, wow. So the first thing you get, I don't know if this is in order. I don't remember what order it came in. But first thing you get is a user's manual in English. And then a user's manual in Spanish. Get a Drop Dead sticker, which is fucking awesome. Yo, you companies need to do more of this shit. We want stickers. I need to decorate my fucking laptop with vape shit. If you want to hook me up, go ahead. And you get the Drop Dead. And a box that I'm having ultimately a lot of troubles getting out. Keep in mind, I've been drinking.
Yeah, I think we both have.
And I'm not done drinking. I got another bottle. So you get... Ooh, this is nice. That is really nice. So you get this. Get a nice little Allen key. A flathead and a Phillips head. I've never seen a... Nice, Bree. Bree, if you're watching this, I know you watch my YouTube channel. If you're watching this, shout out to you. But, I never seen a fucking anything come with 3 fucking screwdrivers. Or 2 screwdrivers, a flathead and a Phillips head, as well as a Allen key. So that's awesome. And you get some spare goodies. Hang on, we're gonna have to take this out. Get a 510 drip tip adapter, as well as a frosted 810 drip tip.
I do like
some screws, some O-rings, a squonk pin. You get a lot of shit in here.
That frosted drip tip is fantastic. I use it for everything. It's got a very big bore. It's fantastic.
Alright, that's back in there. Put this back in here, and that's pretty much it for that. And it's all presented. I wish mod manufacturers would start doing this. Yo, you guys need to start doing this. Have a separate section, like a little box for all your little extra goodies and shit, and then have the drip tip up top.
Oh, yeah.
It comes nice and neat. I swear, Hell Vape, with the original Dead Rabbit, had some of the best packaging I've ever seen. Best packaging, hands down. So we're going to go ahead and put this on here because I need to... I'm probably going to put the sticker on tomorrow when I'm not drinking because I want to put that shit on straight. We'll go ahead, take it off this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous Voopoo drag. Gorgeous. That thing is... That's, I believe, Blue Fire is the color combination of it.
Speaking of the Dead Rabbit original packaging.
Yeah, he did the same thing I did. He bought a second one so he can have one for squonking and one for dripping.
I know. It's just... I know it's really easy to do, but it's like I have the device that's for squonking. Right now I have my drop...
B-Flame.
Actually, the thing, but
we also have a review of this in this video. Oh, hang on. Nope. Nope. Yep. Nope. Hang on. Yes. 90 watts. Also picked up some juice today. I got some Flawless Legend, which is a strawberry lemonade.
Nice.
To go, and it pairs really well with the lemonade that I'm drinking with the gin. But, what do I think of the Drop Dead so far? I take back every single thing we said in that video.
Oh
Every
yeah,
single thing.
most def.
See, like, he got it. He said it was good. I still was a skeptic on it. But now that I have it in hand, I'm going to tell you things that have improved with the Dead Rabbit portion. First thing that improved was the juice well. The second thing that improved was the airflow. I personally noticed a difference in the airflow. He doesn't. So,
Yeah, airflow's.
but the way I build and the way he builds is completely different.
Right. That's it's subjective. It's subjective.
Subjective.
But I do like. Right. What I think is the great feature about the Drop Dead over the Dead Rabbit is a great dripping RDA because it has such a deep juice well. Squonking not so much because the squonk pin that comes with it and the squonk pin that it uses, it protrudes out of the above the deck, which means you're going to always have that layer, and it's always going to be. It's not going to fully
suck the juice back in.
Right.
So
it's always going to have a problem with leakage because of that reason. So I mean, for squonking that is. Because you're always going to have that point to where if you tip it, whatever, it comes that way. With squonks, you don't have to really worry about that because it sucks all the juice back in. Well, this one, it's a good squonker, but at the same point, it's not because of that reason.
I could be wrong on this, but I think the Phobia is the same way. It has that protruding squonk pin. I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you right now. You guys came up with a good fucking design, but that squonk pin, the squonk pin is jank. It really is. Because you're wasting too much juice at that point.
If you're gonna use a cascading type of deal, like where it's a fountain type, have it to where it's actually going over top the coils, kind of like the Pulse X did.
Well, I think the 502 did the same thing with that fucking fountain shit.
Yep. See, that makes sense where the juice would actually come out the top of it, and that's the kind of the fountain effect.
Yeah. But we also have to take a look at this beast. The 502 is leak proof. J Hayes, it's pretty much leak proof as it stands. He filled that shit up and turned it on its side. No juice came out.
Yeah, but that's also, I mean, like,
his airflow was fucking brilliant.
I like J Hayes. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that until I get one in my hand, it's hard to tell what's the what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I could probably get the bitch to leak, to be honest.
Right. If there's anybody
like I've been vaping for close to 3 years now, but I'm still technically a noob when it comes to it.
Well, it's not that. It's just the fact that when we vape, it's hardcore vaping. It's what it is. We do it on a daily basis. It's not a hobby for us. It's literally legitimately life for us. I mean, that's what we do. And there is a hobby aspect to it. Yes, I mean, that's the case. That's what makes it fun. But there's also a necessity to it. So, yeah, we're hard on our vapes. But anybody who's actually hardcore vapor knows that that's the case of it. So, could we get it to leak? Probably so. I mean, just like the Pulse, right? It was always told that with
the only problem I see with the 502, and I'm not used to building like that, is you would have to build vertical coils.
Right.
Instead of the horizontal that we've been doing.
Right. But, it's like, it kind of reminds me of the whole leak-proof thing. Kind of reminds me of the Pulse.
Yeah.
With when the Pulse came out with the dual Pulse. Or not the dual Pulse, that's actually coming out soon, but I mean, like, the dual coil Pulse setup. They said that it was hard to oversquonk. Me and you had no problem doing that. I mean, it just was on the regular. It's when you have
if I had to put the Pulse 24 on a list, it would be on my shit list.
Only because the problem is flavor wise, fantastic. Build wise, it's a little bit, it's a little intricate because it's postless. Now, squonkability, for what it's actually built for, it's easy to over squonk because of the tubes.
Mm-hmm.
They always say that it's not, but it totally is, because it ramps when you juice it up, especially with the bottle they're using, which is that silicone bottle. Now, if they had like the hard plastic bottle, it might not have been as bad, because you have to really press that in.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Taro has an issue. Whenever she would use the Pulse RDA, the Pulse 24, she would over drip it all the time.
Well, I see the over dripping because I mean that's a fact. That's something that you would get used to if you know.
I think if the airflows were a little bit different, maybe if they were a little bit higher up and more at a like sort of a 90-degree angle, then yeah, I could see it being a little hard to over squonk. But as it stands, no.
The tubes I think are too long. I like where it comes from because you get a really good flavor from it, but the tubes being that long as they are, I like the fact that it has a two-piece design, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have your bottom part of the chamber, like a cylinder, and then you have your top part of the RDA that's at the top part of the top cap. I like that because it's, you know, you can just you take it off from the center part, and that's what you juice with. That's fantastic because you don't have to worry about that postless design. Yeah. And you know you have theoretically a juice well at that point. But that being said, the tubes for the airflow are way too long, and then it's, you know, the juice kind of flows up that, and then it just goes everywhere.
Yeah, but we need to go ahead and move on so we're not making this video too long, longer than what it has to be. So, week with the Voopoo Drag version 2. Well, I have to say I love it. It's the firing response on it is extremely fast.
Fantastic.
It is a fantastic mod. It's actually comfortable in the hands. Like I said in the beginning, in the first video when I got it, in the last mod mouth when I got it, it was comfortable in the hands, and it's still comfortable in the hands. It's kind of rounded, and it just feels amazing. And getting the batteries out is absolutely amazing. I love when mods have these ribbons when they have this type of setup.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, and you know, the thing is, a lot of people are knocking it. There is a lot of people who knock it, and I get it. They want to knock Voopoo for what it is, but it's a solid mod. It's one of the fastest firing mods on the market right now for a dual 18650, and they don't really lie about their wattage either. I mean, like, it's going to be it's a true wattage because it's not trying to boast it does 200 plus or 200 watts. You know, it doesn't boast that at all.
177 is probably about the max you're going to get off of two 18650s. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, that's also the gene chip.
And then you have to take into account of buck boosting and all that. I'm not going to go into that because I don't know much about that, but it's basically taking a voltage from, obviously, when you combine these two batteries at their maximum voltage, or their fully charged voltage, which is 4.2 volts. So 4.2 plus 4.2 is 8.4 volts. So it's got the voltage there necessary. But the batteries I'm particularly using are Samsung 25Rs. They're 20 amp batteries, 25 amp batteries.
Now,
and the most I would go on this with this build, which is a 0.16 build, is about 90 watts. That's about as highest I would go with the wattage.
Another thing I do like about it, and this is something that's very controversial because there's not a lot of mods with the chipset that was able to handle it, right? It's charging feature, right? It's onboard charging feature. What it does is an old school design, which I think is more practical than, say, the ones that are pass through, basically, is what they would call it back in the day. This one, when it goes into charging mode, you can't vape on it. It becomes literally a onboard charger. That's all it does.
And I think, honestly, I have the Aspire Sprite actually has a pass-through thing on it, and I think that's very dangerous because now you're trying to whatever coil you may have. I think a better example would be the Lost Vape Orion, because it has that 0.25 ohm pod. Well, now you're trying to pull, like, I don't know how many voltage it's pulling, but you're trying to vape while it's charging, and you essentially using the voltage that's coming off that USB cable so that you can't charge it at the same time.
Right. Exactly.
It's
And
you
I
know
like
the same example could actually be applied to gaming. For example, if you use whether it's an Xbox One controller or a PS4 controller, it doesn't matter. If you have rechargeable batteries and you're trying to, most USB ports on computers and so on and so forth put out about 500 milliamps. You're not going to get much charge from that, especially if you're trying to vape on it. It takes forever to charge a pod system, literally a pod system all in itself from a computer. But the same concept, like I said, can be applied to gaming. If you're trying to charge a controller while playing on it with 500 milliamp hours, well, you're using up all that power, and you're not like, okay, so you use the battery power that's as battery their voltage and power comes in to charge the battery, you're taking charge out of that. If your fucking thing can't charge fast enough, then what's the point?
Right.
You're using more power than what your fucking USB can supply.
Right, and that's where the problem of the
And especially
chipset goes to.
And especially with these, when you're running, like the average vapor I've seen in groups are running below 0.2.
Yeah. Well, another thing, the thing about that is, when you're doing that, where is it going from? It goes for the chipset that has a built-in charger, right?
Right.
The charger, it goes into that protocol. So you're relying on the excess voltage being built up by a chip. So that makes the chip work harder. I like the feature that this has. Once this goes into charging mode, you can't touch it. It's not vapable.
And so I don't recommend people to charge like dual battery mods.
I don't either. I tested it because I wanted to see if it worked.
Yeah.
How it worked. I wanted to see the parameters of it. And when I saw that it did that, I liked it because I like the old school way. It basically becomes a charger itself. You can't vape it at that time. It's a little old school. It does suck for convenience, I guess.
Yeah.
But in practicality, it's better for the chipset. It's better for the mod altogether. Just put that out there.
Yeah, it's better for the batteries, but again, you don't want to charge dual batteries off a USB port. You want to have an external charger for that.
That's true too. I mean, that's absolutely the case. But I mean, like, it is there for emergency cases. So what I did was when I first got it, I was getting a little low. I didn't want to go to where it was completely low because I didn't want it to work too much. So I was about halfway charged, and I wanted to see how it works. So I kind of gave it a run.
Yeah.
And what I saw from it, I liked it because it does turn off the ability to vape. It becomes just a basic charger for it. Can the chipset handle it? Yeah, it's a Gene chipset. So I mean, it's proven to be good. We all know the Gene chipsets are very.
Yeah, I have had personal experience with the first generation Gene chip.
I haven't either, but there's always.
No, I have.
Oh,
I have the original. I have the original Drag. Remember, the first version.
Right.
Yeah. The only thing I think they could have, it would have made it a little, just a little bit bigger if they would have made it to where it could take 2700s, maybe even 21700s. Oh,
I would agree so too. But I mean, I was expecting that. I was almost hoping they would do something like that.
But here's the problem with 18650s. No matter where you look, whether it be eFest or anything, there's no true 30, 40, even 50 amp batteries.
Right.
The only true 30 amp batteries that you're gonna find is with 2700s, even 21700s, because they have a higher capacity and they can handle more.
Right. Absolutely.
Like the batteries I have in here, again, I even have some Sony VTC5s that are about, I don't know, 15 amps, something like that.
Right.
15, 20 amps, somewhere's around there. I'm not going to put the, like, obviously I have triple of those batteries that go to my RX 3, RX Gen 3, but I don't put them through that much.
Right.
The highest I've used these batteries at, not these specific batteries, but I've had 27 or 25 Rs before. That's all I use. That's what I'll recommend. That or Sony's. Even some LGs. You have some LGs, don't you?
Yeah. Right now I'm rocking the LGs, the Brown Bombers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm rocking right now. Is the Brown Bombers. They're fantastic. They're good, durable batteries. I don't have no problem with them. I mean, I prefer a Samsung, R, but that's just me. But I mean,
yeah. Well, Samsung
honestly,
25Rs are the Samsung 25Rs are pretty good from what I've used of them.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of this, and you shouldn't do this, but don't run Samsung. Well, you can run Samsung 25Rs in a mechanical if you have a high resistance, but don't run them with a low resistance. I'm guilty of that. The lowest I've ran 25Rs is 0.14 in a mechanical, single battery, which is absolutely fucking stupid. Not as stupid as running a 0.08 build. I've seen some people say that the Samsung 25Rs are capable of 0.05s, but like, I'm not gonna go that fucking low. I'm not about to blow my fucking hand off.
Yeah.
But no, other than that, other than the battery gripe I have, it's a really good mod. And it doesn't matter if it does 177 watts. You're never going to ever be that high. The highest I went, and I was being, again, stupid, was 250 watts on the GX 350. Little heartburn. You're muted.
I didn't say anything. I was just.
Oh, you were talking to Alex?
Oh, I was clearing my throat. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. But, yeah, no. I do some stupid things when it comes to vaping, and I don't recommend anybody do the shit that I attempt. I push them out. I'm one of those people, if you ever seen Wicks and Coils, I haven't been in that group, but I'm one of those people who tries to push the limits of vaping. But I try to push it in a safe way. Like, I know what my batteries can handle. But overall, it's a good mod. It really is. It feels good in the hand. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. And that's my personal rating. He may be higher, he may be lower.
No, I agree with that rating. I agree with that rating totally.
But I've always, since I got the drag, I've always kind of been a Voopoo fanboy, just like I'm a Wismic fanboy as well. Alright, so we all know that, if you've been following vape news, we all know that cigarette corporation, Altria, invested in Juul, believe it or not. I don't know if you knew that. But here's the thing. My grandmother bought a pack of cigarettes today, and it came with this little piece of paper. So I'm going to read the first side. A federal court has ordered Philip Morris, USA R.J. Reynolds Tobacco, Lorillard, or whatever that is, and Altria to make the statement about the addictiveness of smoking and nicotine. Smoking is highly addictive. Nicotine is the addictive drug in tobacco. Actually, wrong. Nicotine's mildly addictive. It is addictive, but it's mildly addictive. Somebody who picks up vaping and vapes a little bit of nicotine, they're not going to be hooked on it. It's the other fucking chemicals in cigarettes that cause the addictiveness. But this is what stand out to me, and this is what put a big fucking smile on my face. Legit. I was talking to my grandmother. Cigarette companies intentionally design cigarettes with enough nicotine to create and sustain addiction. Wake up, people. Wake the fuck up. Don't believe me? It's right here. Well, you're not going to be able to see that, but if you can read backwards, hey, go ahead and I'm going to do this. Shit. Well, it's there. It is there. I'll probably post a picture of this on my Instagram. It's not easy to quit, which is true. When you smoke, the nicotine actually changes the brains. That's why quitting is so hard. Again, not true. I wish these fucking assholes... Who did this? Oh well. It's there, people. If you get a pack of cigarettes, check it. I'm telling you, check it, because this little message will be there. But yeah, Altria or somebody, one of the cigarette companies sponsored. I think it was Altria sponsored Juul or invested in Juul. I gotta say, this juice is pretty good, but that's pretty much it. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe to him. He is, what's your name on YouTube?
It is S13_the_beast.
There you go. I'm too drunk to remember. Anyways, peace.